folks, getting back in the mood for videos. Well, really, the weather kind of broke a little bit. It's not raining today, the first day in a week, so that's a good thing. We're going to take a look today at a used coach I just took in. It's one of those where people ask me a lot of times, I want one that somebody else took the hit on. Here we go. So this is a very late model. It is a 2016 Newmar Ventana. 4002 is the model number. And this is Ventana LE to be specific on there. This has the 360 horse Cummins engine in it. And we're going to talk all about it. I did notice as I walked out here, I've actually got my Tiffin jacket on to do a Newmar video. So I'm a little bipolar today, but hey, it'll work. Masterpiece finish, as all Newmar coaches have. They always do a wonderful job on their paint schemes. This is no exception. First of all, this coach is in incredible condition. The guy had it cleaned and waxed before he brought it to me to trade it in. So we like that kind of customer. So that's a good thing. Features like side cameras and of course backup camera are certainly standard on this level of coach. You have the over-the-door awning and the main electric awning, and your main electric awning is of course covered with that metal wrap on the outside. That's going to protect it against any tree branches or anything you might hit coming in and out of campgrounds. All right, dual fuel fill on all Newmar diesels, so you can get it from either side. Sometimes it's just a real pain in the butt when you have a big coach and you're towing your car behind you. You see that gas station that you can easily get into, but unfortunately the pump's on the wrong side. Well, with fuel fill on each side, it makes that very, very easy. Let's take a look at the storage situations here. Of course, this is a raised rail chassis in all of the Ventana series. So you have incredible storage back through there. We do have a little scratch here. It's not bad. We could take care of that if somebody wanted us to. But look at the storage underneath here. It's very tall. It's mostly passed throughout the entire coach. This is a lit basement. So there's a light on the inside. You can turn it on, turns on all the compartment lights. And then you have, one of the things I like to point out, Newmar's star platform here. This beam going back at about a 45-degree angle is kind of the heart and soul of the star platform. There's a lot of weight on the outside walls of these motorhomes. All your cabinets are hanging there, and there's just a lot of weight. The weight of the structure itself, all the 16-inch on center studs, the roof obviously sets on the walls. There's just a lot of weight there, and this takes that weight, that 45-degree angle bar there, takes that weight and puts it back to the center of the chassis. That lowers your center of gravity, makes it a more stable coach, makes it a stronger coach, and honestly makes it ride better. So those are things that we like to talk about on the Star platform. We come into this compartment. Okay, this is behind here are your water tanks, your fresh gray and black water tanks, but this pegboard is a nice little space that Newmar gives you to hang tools, extra extension cords, whatever you want. If you buy it, I don't care what you put there. So here we go, moving on. Another nice storage spot here, all completely covered in the ozite. And then back here, we're going to get into some chassis batteries, and then you can see your DPF and DEF systems in there. Those are just after treatment for the engine. All right, back at the back, we do have a rear radiator coach. Tow hitch is included, 7-way plug. Beautiful rear cap with the backup camera molded into it, not something that's bolted on like an afterthought. You have your tail lights. You have double tail lights back here, so they're high mounted. You can actually see the tail lights of the coach up over your tow vehicle when you're going down the road, so that helps. Come on along this side. Of course, we have a 10-gallon gas and electric water heater. That's up here. That's kind of located in the rear closet, so it's mounted up higher than normal. All right. So our back compartment, most diesels, this isn't even a compartment. You open that up and you can see engine. It's not a real deep spot, it's only about a foot deep, but it does give you some extra storage. Then in this compartment, we have a couple things in here. First of all, our 50 amp shore power cord. Behind that, I can see our block heater plug in there. And then that little white cover down there, that's where you would hook up for a park cable, if they have cable at the campground, or if you have a portable satellite dish, you would hook it up there. This little compartment is actually where we put our sewer hose. Dedicated storage for that, so it's not mingling with anything else. This is our wet bay. Now this is where we dump our gray and black tanks. It's also where our whole house water filter is. We have hot and cold water out here. They have this little clear tube here. That's actually for winterization. Makes it a snap to winterize. That you actually stick that tube down in a bottle of RV antifreeze, turn a couple of valves, and it'll suck the RV antifreeze right out of the bottle. So when I was growing up with RVs, Dad and I had to take like 7 to 10 gallons of RV antifreeze and pour it in the fresh water tank after we emptied the fresh water tank and use that to circulate it through. Well, heck, you can do this with 3 or 4 gallons of RV antifreeze, and it's a lot easier. So makes life nice. You can see how clean this coach is as we go through. It's just been well cared for. It has just under 13,000 miles on it, if memory serves. Okay, here's our propane bottle and our 6 house batteries. All right. We have the other side of our fuel fill here. All right. Up front here, we're going to find some chassis fuses. Oh, look, they threw in an extra bottle of DEF. That's what that other tank was we saw back there. I should have mentioned that, I'm sorry. Let's go back to that. Where is it? There it is, I skipped it, sorry. DEF tank, diesel exhaust fluid. You don't use much of this. Diesel exhaust fluid is part of the after treatment for the engine. You use about a gallon of DEF for every 50 gallons of fuel you use. So most people fill that tank 2 or 3 times a year. It's not a big deal, but not something I meant to skip over. It's a little chilly out here still, so I do apologize. I'm trying to go quickly, but be thorough. These are chassis fuses in here. Having to do with the Freightliner chassis, so that's what these electronic components are. Usually not an area that gives us much trouble. Up front we have the diesel, of course. Now one of the things you love about diesel pushers are they seem to be laid out a little better from the standpoint of the generators all the way in the nose of the coach instead of back under the bedroom like they are in a lot of gas coaches. Generator number one, it's pretty quiet. It's running the whole time we're doing this video, and you might be able to hear it, but it's very quiet, and I'm not yelling to talk over it. But it's all the way in the nose of the coach where the bedroom is, of course, at the back, so you have a pretty quiet scenario there. Also, your engine and transmission are in the back on a diesel pusher, which you have dually sets of wheels in the back where you only have single sets of wheels in the front. It makes a lot of sense to have the heavier items like the engine and the transmission back where we have more rubber on the ground. So just one of the little benefits of a diesel pusher. Of course, this is a full air ride suspension, but this is an 8 kW diesel generator right up front. This is also, I can see where you fill your window washer fluid up there. So that's about it on the outside. I know what people really want to talk about is the inside of the coach. Let's go take a look there. Okay, well, a couple things in here. First of all, one of the things we always like to do is talk about how these coaches look going down the road. And that's one of the things people always compliment on the videos. So we're glad to have the comments, by the way. Please like and subscribe to our video page, and don't forget to ask for me. That's why we do this when you come in to see these diesel pushers or when you call with questions. Slides in, this has one of the best walkways you're ever going to see in a motorhome. We have 2 sofas up front. This is a hide-a-bed on the driver's side. And then we have a jackknife sofa on the passenger side, so both of these make into beds, and the booth makes a bed. So this actually has great sleeping. You can easily sleep 2 on the sofa bed, 1 or 2 kids, 1 adult, 2 kids on the jackknife sofa, and then probably 2 kids on the booth here, as well as a nice sized bed in the back. So good sleeping in a diesel pusher. But look at this aisleway. The slides are in right now. This is how we go down the road. It's not tight at any point through here. You could actually pass somebody. You can get into here, the refrigerator easily, certainly into the half bath. This is a bath and a half floor plan. You know, again, I'm not a small guy. I'm 225-ish pounds, so real good capabilities through this coach. You can get back to the bed, and it is a king-size bed. You can get back to the bed, lay on the bed. It would be hard to get to the rear bathroom. That's why they put the half bath in here. You'd have to go up and over to do that, but here's what she looks like all closed up. Now, I know what we really want to see is let's open her up. Okay, we're all opened up. Again, this is a 2016 Newmar Ventana LE 4002. Has just like 13,000 miles on it, just under 13,000 miles on it. It is used, but it is very, very clean. So let's take a look at this. By the way, we're in Indianapolis, Indiana. So people tell me to say that in the videos and I forget. We're just east of Indianapolis, right on I-70 at exit 96. So this way, let's start in the cockpit. Of course, we do have a full hydraulic leveling system on this coach. You can see that right here. So basically, to level this coach, you pull into your parking spot, pop the brake, hit power, hit auto level. It will do the rest all on its own. Step forward here, this is a 6-speed Allison transmission. Over here we have controls for things like headlights, our engine brake, our battery boost. Battery boost is a nice little feature that most motorhomes have, but what it does is it ties your two banks of batteries together in the event that, let's say you pulled into a campsite 2 weeks ago and you left your headlights on, so you get ready to leave and the engine battery is just dead as a doornail. You can actually hold in on that battery boost button, start your engine from your house batteries, and then everything recharges and you go on about life. So it's like having jumper cables at the touch of a button. We do have a brake controller on this coach put on by the previous owner, so if you do have a trailer or a toad with brakes on it, it's ready to go for that. Backup camera and side cameras are controlled here. One thing we have ordered for this coach already, it has a broken knob right there. We did notice a little flaw. That's on your heater control for the dash heat, and we already have that on its way from Newmar, so it'll be here shortly. AM, FM, CD stereo with Bluetooth right here. Nice little features like a power step cover. A lot of diesels that are in this price range that we have this for are going to have like a manual step cover. I mean, that's a piece of plywood covered in carpet that you drop down over the hole. This is electric, so you just kind of press the button and your steps become your cover. Okay, that's a good flat floor, and this is perfectly safe to stand on, which is nice. Your shades, you have a front screen up here and a front shade, so you can either have one you can kind of see through or for complete privacy. These are both electric in the front window, which is good because you're really not able to reach that from the driver's seat. You know, that's something that you might need to bring down a little bit if you're headed right into the sun. I know I've had that in the afternoons before it really gets kind of blinding. You can actually bring that down a little bit and have a nice visor there. We have a power driver's seat. I'm going to move over into it, and then Newmar uses the tilt wheel that is controlled with your left foot. There's a little pedal. You're probably not going to be able to see that on the video, so trust me, it's there. And you hit that and you have your tilt wheel control there. And I bring that up because most of your coaches today have a little cog on the side of the steering column, and it has like 5 positions. You know, it's notch, 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 notch. Well, the problem with that is sometimes you get into those scenarios where, well, this notch isn't comfortable, but if I bring it down here, it's comfortable, but I can't see my gauges. And you want one in between. Nice part about this tilt wheel setup is you can move it the tiniest amount. Wherever you take your foot off that pedal, that's where that's going to stay, and that's your telescoping as well, so you can bring it up and down. So you just basically push that pedal and get this wheel exactly where it's comfortable. You can see all your gauges, take your foot off the pedal, and it's done. Now, I like this also because when I go to get out of the seat, I just hit the pedal, it comes out of my way, and it's a very easy exit. You know, the older we get, getting in and out of places is not easier, and you know, I'm 48 years old now and I'm starting to feel it, so I know it's never going to get any better than it is today. So it's nice to have little conveniences that make things easy to get in and out. So on a passenger side here, we have this nice little table. This folds up like this, you flip it over. Okay. Nice place to set a laptop computer, your tablet, your sandwich, whatever works for you there. And then when you don't want to use this table, it just tucks out of the way. All right, I think that about covers the cockpit. Show you some things up above. We'll start over here. These are your coach controls. Now this is your Magnum Energy controller. This is going to control your inverter for the coach. This coach has a nice inverter that will run the entertainment systems, and it also runs the refrigerator when you're going down the road. The other thing you have here is this nice little AGS button. Well, AGS stands for Auto Generator Start. You can program the auto generator to start when your voltage gets low. So let's say you've got your coach in storage somewhere in an outdoor lot. You can actually leave your disconnects on, and the auto generator start is programmable to a certain voltage, we'll say 11.8 volts. Your batteries, over time, they'll discharge. They get down to 11.8 volts. The auto generator start will fire up, charge your batteries back up, then shut itself back off again. So whenever you come back to your coach, you're always going to be at full charge. So that's a nice little feature. You can also set that temperature wise. So let's say you've got your dogs in here, okay? You go on a day trip and it's nice and cool in the morning, but it gets hot in the afternoon, and you're dry camping, so you're not plugged in at a campground. So you can program it to where when the thermostat comes on, it fires up the generator, your air conditioner runs, and then again it can shut itself all back off again. It's a very efficient system. So auto generator start, nice little feature. Okay, next we have our awning controls for our main awning, and there is a motion sensor on here as well that's controllable. This is for your big awning. Now if it's windy outside, folks, if you're sitting there thinking, boy, maybe I should bring my awning in, you probably should have brought your awning in 10 minutes ago. We sell a lot of replacement awnings because wind will flat out tear an awning off your coach. So there's my 2 cents on that. Here's your control for that. Now the wind sensor is kind of your backup plan. If you're not at your coach and you left your awning out and the wind picks up, or in this case it's motion detection, the awning starts bouncing, it's going to actually pull that back in for you. But it is a power awning, and here's your controls for that. This little awning switch here is for the little above the door awning. All right, these are our slide room switches for the front 2 slides. Here's our water heater control. And then our water heater electric side is here. Security lights and our exterior step are all controlled here. This is our 12-volt disconnect. If we want to shut everything 12-volt down inside the coach, we can hit that. And then we have our digital level checks right here. Move over to this cabinet. This is our Sony home theater system. This is a true residential system. We do have a Blu-ray player above, but this is our home theater system for surround sound. If you hook up satellite to this coach, your satellite receiver would go in here and can hook in through there as well. So nice residential system there. It is a 5.1 surround sound with a subwoofer, so your tunes and or your TV are sounding good. All right, let's rotate around here. Tony and I will trade places, and we'll show you the rest of the house. As I mentioned before, we actually have a jackknife sofa over here. That kind of just works like a futon. This is a residential style hide-a-bed over here. This is flex steel furniture, so this is name brand stuff that we're using here. All right, your television in this coach is on a televator. It's very smooth. This is about a 40-inch, at least, Vizio TV. This is system's almost silent. You hear some of these, they sound like a fork in the blender when they're coming up. This is actually a very smooth system. Newmar's been using it for years. Okay, so nice setup there. You have perfect viewing angle from either of your driver's and passenger seats when they're rotated around, and they do both rotate around, to your main sofa here. Wonderful viewing angles on the television. We'll look at some of the storage here. I'll start on this side. Okay, these are lined cabinets. We'll just kind of open these up and let Tony get shots of all of them. Hidden hinges. This hide-a-bed actually has an, I see the air pump back in this cabinet, which is what's reminding me of that. This actually has an air mattress on top of an innerspring mattress. It's kind of built into the mattress ticking there. It's a very comfortable, in my opinion, it's the most comfortable of our hide-a-bed options. So when you do sleep somebody else here, you don't have to feel bad. Above the sofa, above the jackknife sofa, we have another bank of storage cabinets. Let's come into the kitchen. We're going to see some other lined cabinetry here. These little things you see hanging out in here, those are actually for your convection microwave. They go inside your convection microwave. Speaking of convection microwaves, it's a 30-inch residential Whirlpool convection microwave. Look at all the Corian in here, and this is real Corian done in-house at Newmar. Both the backsplash and the countertops throughout our beautiful Corian. We do have a propane cooktop here, 3 burners. And it's undermounted, so when you're not using it, you have wonderful Corian. Nice high-rise sink faucet, so it's tall enough to be able to get a tall pitcher in there for filling up, or if you have like a big skillet or something you're cleaning, it's easily done. Where if you have one of those low-rise faucets that just kind of comes straight out, it's always in the way. All right, look at the drawers in here. That's one of the first things you notice in the kitchen. Your lower cabinetry, there's a lot of drawers. So I'm gonna go through, open everything up, show you what's in these. Okay, that's a little pull-out. Another little pull out. Good pots and pans storage down there. And then drawer, drawer. Of course, these are full extension. They come all the way out on the ball bearing drawer glides. All right. Then 2 more big drawers over here. Now underneath our booth, and again, this booth does convert into a bed. Okay. Underneath here we have pull-outs. Different little storage there. And here, nice little sliding cubbies there. Little things like outlets everywhere. They do a great job with putting outlets in Newmar coaches, and then some of them even have these little built-in USBs. You know, all of our devices seem to charge with USB these days, so you can't ever have too many of those. Now come back to our Whirlpool refrigerator. This is obviously a residential refrigerator with water built into the door, LED lighting on the inside. This is just so much more storage than an RV refrigerator has. And again, this runs off the inverter, freezer down below, with an ice maker. Let's talk about that for a minute. People worry about, well, I don't want to go to a residential refrigerator. What if I'm boondocking? Well, first of all, not that many people do a lot of boondocking. Now, you may be the exception, but hear me out. Not that many people do a lot of boondocking that buy Class A motorhomes. Some do, I realize that, but not that many. What do most people do? Well, they bring their coach home, or sometimes they store it at home, and they get ready to go, and they fire it up or plug it in that night before, fire up the generator or plug it in the night before, load everything they need to load, and then they take off and they go. Where do they go? Well, sometimes they might spend the night in a Walmart parking lot or something on the way to their final destination. But if they do that, they're probably running their generator, because most people travel in the summertime, it's hot outside, you're going to want air conditioning, so you're going to have your generator running anyway. So, you know, while your generator's running, the refrigerator runs off the generator. When you're going down the road, the engine charges all the batteries, house and chassis batteries, and so it charges those house batteries, and the house batteries run the inverter, and the inverter runs the refrigerator, so that's an ending cycle. So when you're going down the road, you can go forever and run your inverter. When you're running your generator, it's running off of your generator. When you're plugged in at a campground, which is most people's final destination, it's running off of the electricity. So where's the shortcoming for the inverter controlled residential refrigerators? Well, my boondockers are out there saying, I'm a boondocker. Well, okay, you're a boondocker. You have an auto generator start on this coach. So first of all, you can go 24 to 48 hours if all you're running is basically your refrigerator without even having to have anything running. And then you can set your auto generator start to 11.8 volts, and when it dips below, it's going to charge your batteries back up like we talked about before, and your inverter continues to run the whole time. So unless you're in like some sort of commune where you can't run your boondocking in some sort of commune where you just can't run your generator ever, there's really no shortcoming at all to a residential refrigerator. And by the way, they're the most reliable refrigerators we've ever had in RVs before. The propane-based refrigerators were always a little temperamental. That's why both Norcold and Dometic have had countless recalls on them. And most of those recalls, by the way, they're fire hazards, and I don't like selling with scary stuff, but there have been more than 1 or 2 fires over the years started by propane-based refrigerators. So I like the idea of getting the propane-based refrigerators out, going to these residential ones. It's been a big win for us, not to mention it's a bigger, nicer refrigerator. So I'm done. I'll get off my little soapbox now. Step back here. We're going to take a look at the refrigerator. Take a look at the half bathroom. Let me light that up for you, and I'll let Tony get in there. There's probably not room for both of us in there, Tony, so let you do your thing. Now I will get in here just to show a couple of things. In this compartment here, this is our circuit breaker box for 110, and then we have our 12-volt fuses over here. We do have a fantastic fan above my head and a window that does open in here. Okay. Storage-wise, I'll open them up and suck in my gut so you can get the view there. All right, then I'll try to get out of the way for the medicine cabinet up top. And then 2 little cabinets down below the vessel sink. Again, nice outlet in here. We always need an outlet. Can't tell you how many times I plug in my hairdryer. Moving on, this control here is actually for the fantastic fan. It's temperature controlled. Okay, this is for the one in the kitchen right above Tony's head right now. All right, pantry. Didn't talk about that. It's a nice deep pantry. Same depth as a refrigerator, basically. And lots of it. All right, now let's move into the bedroom. We have a king-size bed with padded headboard, storage up above, outlets on both sides of the bed, USB outlets on this side of the bed, so that's even better. Now let me get in a position to show you these cabinets. Okay, I can't reach all 4, but I'm going to reach 2, and the other 2 are the same as these 2. Again, nice lined cabinet. Look at our wardrobe storage in here. There's 2 of these closets. And we'll do them both so you can see. There's all your Newmar books and everything. All your manuals in a nice padded bag. And then below we have 5 big drawers, okay? So the drawers are like this. I'm gonna open one, and then you get the picture. The other 5 look like this one. And then over here we actually have our Blu-ray player. There's our control for our sleep number bed. Yes, I said sleep number bed. It's king size sleep number. And then this raises up. So we have storage underneath, and then you have this big padded cushion. Well, that big padded cushion there, that's actually for when you make your booth into a bed. That cushion fills in the void. That goes on top of your table. All right. And then everybody's favorite, bath and a half. Here we go. Big rear bathroom suite. Nice size corner shower. All right, you do have storage here. Okay, there's hanging storage and then a nice shelf. All right, and then looky here. Stackable Whirlpool washer dryer. Little bit of storage up above the toilet. Again, another fantastic fan and another window that opens. These are Dometic macerating toilets, so they're power toilets, if you will. There's a button on the wall. The idea of that being, in the old days in motorhomes, your toilet was always directly above your black tank. So whatever went in the toilet went straight down into the black tank. Well, now we're doing all these bath and a half, multiple toilet floor plans. They can't both be above the black tank. So Newmar does power toilets usually on the bath and a half model. So it actually grinds it and shoots it where it's going. So that's as far down that road as we're going. All right, look at our storage here in the bathroom. Again, beautiful Corian, stainless steel sink, nice vanity. 3 shelves, all lined. Okay, now in this coach right now, we have the heat pumps around. It's a little chilly today. So they make the same amount of noise as the air conditioner. So I have 2 heat pumps running and the generator running, and you probably can't even hear it on the video. That's how quiet a Newmar is. There's so much to talk about in these coaches. I know I'd love to talk to you. Any questions, don't forget to ask for me. Like our videos, subscribe to our page, and we'll keep bringing them to you. Thanks so much. Call me with any questions. My name's Chris Anderson. I'm with Mount Comfort RV.